right, jabronis, we're back. Welcome back to Libretti Podcast Diary Show. I'm your host, Libretti, a show that talks about nothing but tries to find the lessons in everything, and we have a good time doing it. Hope everybody had a good week. I had a real busy week. A lot going on. As you can see, I'm on the road. We're going to do a little bit of a two-parter situation. Not two parts on the road questions, but a two-part road episode because I'm filming, obviously, this week's on the road, and then I'm going to film next week's from the road tomorrow. And that's when I got the questions from you guys, from Instagrams and Facebooks and what have yous. So a lot of good questions. We'll get to all of those in next week's road episode. But I got a lot of time on my hands, so I figured I'd record another, more episodes on the road. I got nothing else going on, so here we are. I don't know where I am right now. Speaking of here we are. Virginia, maybe? I don't know. I've been listening to shanty music on a Spotify playlist Styx got me into a while back, so that's how things are going right now, folks. I'm in the car in the middle of some state. I can't put my finger on where. Probably Virginia. I see the Blue Ridge Mountains, nearby. And I'm listening to shanty music like I'm a pirate. Hope everybody's had a good week, as good as mine was. But that's where we're at right now. I had a lot of stuff going on this past week with work and Spearhead stuff and other stuff that I'll get into in the junction. But the New Jersey visit is now over for September. Driving back to Texas. I'll be back up in the motherland sometime in December, right before Christmas, and I'll stay up there again for a little while for the winter time. Hang out there. I put my mic down real quick if you're looking in YouTube land. Put my microphone a little farther down on the seat belt this time because I got a lot of feedback. Last road trip, my big mouth, my flapping my gills was a little too loud for the microphone where it was. So hopefully it's a little lower now. It's a little bit easier to hear me ramble on for this episode, and I'll take a listen, obviously, when I edit this and adjust for the next road episode as needed. So always trying to be better for myself and for the junction. So let me know how I'm doing in that regard. Another quick caveat, LPDS caveat for you guys. Obviously, because we're on the road, no hotline calls. I still have a couple I got to get to from several weeks back. I just keep pushing them back. But I appreciate the calls. Keep them coming. 202-670-1114. I do love the calls. I will be getting to those. But a couple weeks ago, I was on the road recording, so obviously I wasn't going to take calls then. And I can't really do that. I don't have the technological prowess to make that happen in post. And last week it was not the environment for that stuff, so I didn't do it. I'm fixing the camera here. Sorry, folks, if you're watching on YouTube and getting dizzy. But anyway, the Jersey visit's over. It was a good time. There was a lot going on between work. I was helping the parents with stuff, and we were going to family events and doing a whole bunch of things that was exciting and fun. It takes a toll on you. You get busy, you get a little bit of a burnout going on, and it'll be nice to get back to Houston. I'm going to miss my family, obviously, I always do, but I am glad to be getting back there. I'm going to take a day off, hit the reset button, and get back to business as usual, back down in the LPDS compound. So far, I hear good things about the plants from my neighbor. He's been watering them, taking care of them, and he said so far so good. Hopefully we get some tomatoes ready for the picking and, to make sauce with and eat and what have you. We'll see. I'll keep you guys posted on that in a few weeks when I record an episode back at the compound. All right, what else we got going on here? Yankees updates. Yankees, I'm happy to report that the Yankees have clinched a playoff spot. Not yet the division. They haven't won the division yet, but they are guaranteed to be in the playoffs this year, which is good. This is what you want. As a Yankees fan, you want them to be in the playoffs, obviously. Do I think they're going to get far in the playoffs still? No, I still don't think so. They still don't have a set lineup yet. They still don't have a set rotation yet for pitchers, and they still don't have a set closer. And speaking of closing, poor Clay Holmes did it again. 13th blown save. He has now tied the Yankees single-season record for most blown saves in a season, tying Dave Righetti and Goose Gossage. Now, you might think to yourself, oh, these guys must have stunk too. But here's the thing about Dave Righetti and Goose Gossage. First, both of them were legit. Second, they pitch in an era when closing pitchers pitched 3 innings a game almost every time they came into play. It was a 3-inning save almost every single time. So them getting 13 blown saves is not nearly as impressively awful as Clay Holmes getting 13 blown saves when he only pitches 1 inning, sometimes less than an inning. It doesn't take him much to blow a save. And he came in like the 7th or 8th inning against, who did they play? I forgot. The Mariners. That's who it was. And he gives up a home run to blow the lead. They tied the game, and the Yankees ended up winning it in extra innings, which is good. Which is the almost the perfect comical situation, what you want as a Yankees fan who also likes to laugh at the situation that we're dealing with. Clay Holmes blows a save, and the Yankees still find a way to win. So it's almost no harm, no foul. But, man, does that poor bastard give me agita. And give a lot of Yankees fans agita. And finally, the commentators and everybody else is getting on board with what we've been saying since Game 1. I do feel bad for the poor bastard, though. The guy just can't get out of his own way. If there is a game to blow, he's going to find a way to do it. He's not leaving the field until the game is blown. He can't help himself. He has to blow the save. He has to give up a runner. He has to give up runs. He can't go 1, 2, 3 in a game. I think he's gotten maybe 1 or 2 games the entire season where he's gone 1, 2, 3 in an inning and he hasn't given up a runner. Like I said, his awfulness is impressive. People it's tough to be that impressively bad without getting cut. And he's still considered, a competitive choice for closer in the playoffs. It's wild. I hope he gets what he needs. I hope he gets the mental performance and help that he needs. I emailed the director of performance for the team through LinkedIn, asking if they need leadership consulting and coaching for the mental game that baseball has on these folks, and the mental fitness that they need that certain guys, wink wink, don't currently possess and can certainly use some in the next couple weeks come playoff time. So we'll see if that guy gets back to me. Probably won't. He should. If he knows what's good for him and for the betterment of the team, he'll get back to me, but we'll see. Anyway, moving on right along. We're gonna power through this episode because I am on the road and I don't want to keep rambling on. The more I ramble on the road, the crazier the episode's going to get, and probably not in a good way. You saw how it turned out the last time. I'm already listening to the shanty music, shanty songs. It's only going to go downhill from there. So we're going to try to run through this in a proficient manner, efficient manner. I don't know, one of those words. Anyway, the only thing I'll say about the current events, the politics going on in the world, are the additional assassination attempts or plans against Donald Trump, former President Trump again. The guy can't go anywhere without somebody trying to take him out, which is, it's crazy to me. It's crazy that that's going on. I'm not going to sit here and give you my opinion on why I think this has happened or who I think is behind it all. But something's definitely fishy. There was the one guy in the golf course who they found. I don't think any shots were fired, but he had a weapon with him, and he fled the scene, and they ended up catching him trying to blend in with regular traffic. They stopped him and got him. He's a nut job. I think he was also in a BlackRock commercial or some sort of ad himself. He wrote a book. He was on TV before. He's a nut job. I think his book is crazy, too, from what I heard. I think it's a bunch of malarkey he just put on paper and sold it to people. So there was that. Then there was another rally he did where I don't know if he felt the symptoms, but several people directly behind him he was on the stage, they were directly behind him, got a whole bunch of these symptoms associated with, I believe it's called Havana syndrome. I forgot what the actual device is called, but it's a device a technology that is known out there, open source out there in the world that we possess, other countries possess, that you direct it at people and it gives them weird flu-like symptoms or nausea and makes them sick. And it was used in Cuba against CIA operatives. It was used in other places too. And people in a third rally or another rally were feeling these symptoms as well. There was no public statement on whether Donnie Boy felt them as well, but crazy times going on. That's all I'm going to say. It's crazy that this is happening almost on a regular basis now for this election. It's nuts. Absolutely nuts. It's absolutely uncalled for. Anybody who is mad that he's still around because of these failed attempts, shame on you for thinking that. Shame on you. That's all I have to say about that. Shame on you. Go get help. Go get the mental help you need, because that is a dangerous way to think about things. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. There's no funny in politics right now these days, so I'm not going to try to hit it. I'll tell you how I know there's no funny in politics these days. Because if you look at everybody making political jokes on TV, whether it's SNL or it's Daily Show or it's wherever, they're wildly not funny. Okay, so when the professionals can't find the funny in the political updates, there's no funny in them, folks. So I'm not even going to attempt to try to find the funny and make funny stories and bits out of it. It's not the funny. It's a joke in itself. That's it. It's a joke in itself. Anyway, moving on. We'll get into the good stuff already. Moseying on over. We'll step into the cage.
Okay, let's run.
All right, today's Into the Cage segment is proudly sponsored by Road Safety. No sponsors on the road. We're not doing sponsor reads on the road, once again, for safety reasons. Everybody remembers the last time I tried to do that several road trips ago, and it was a disaster area. I think I had Sticks with me when I was trying to read it, or maybe I had him read it. I don't know. It didn't work out really well. It was not a good situation, so no sponsors on the road. Now, the Cage fact. Nic Cage is what I would say all the way back now. Okay, not just because of the frequency of movies he's making and the caliber of movies he's making these days. I'm talking about full-on Nic Cage real estate investing back. All the way back. He just purchased a $10.5 million mansion in Malibu to spend some time in. He's still got his castle in Vegas. So he is back to being Cage again. Back to banging. Back to the old school ways when he was buying up properties left and right. Tossing his money around. Swinging his NCD around like it's nobody's business. And he's back to real estate investing. And it's a great thing to see for me. And you should think it's great too. That means he's all the way back in his full creative self. I can only imagine how great the next movies are going to be, and his Spider-Man Noir show coming out, whenever. He's filming that now. The John Madden movie that he's making, he's all the way back. So we're going to get all the way Cage coming up, and I can't wait. I can't wait. Because now that's how you know he's feeling loosey-goosey, he's feeling comfortable, he's in his element again. When he starts buying those crazy big properties, you know it's time. You know the good stuff's coming. And I'm here for it. I'm here for all the Nic Cage goodness, baby. So, that's the Cage fact. There we go. Moving right along into the junction, we'll spin the logo up. Again, a little bit of a potpourri episode. I don't think I have any main things to talk about. No hotline. Again, no hotline. Keep the calls coming, though, folks. I love the hotline calls. I really do. Unfortunately, I don't have a partner in crime to help me play hotline calls on the road, and I'm not doing it myself because it's unsafe, and it's also a real technological pain in the ass to make all that happen, because I gotta play it, and then I have to listen to it up front, and then I gotta pretend to react like I'm listening to it live, and I don't like doing. I'm not pretending. I'd rather just listen to it right on the show and record my reaction like I always do. So I want to keep doing that, so that's why there's no hotline calls on road trip episodes. But call that hotline, 202-670-1114, and I will get to the calls. They're all going to get played unless they're really, derogatory, incriminating, whatever they are. If they're really bad, they're not going to get played. Otherwise, the sky's the limit. So keep them coming, 202-670-1114. We got a little bit of a mailbox update at the Libretti compound, not the LPDS compound, the motherland, where Crazy Carol and JPL3 reside in Jersey. As some of you know, if you listened to the previous episode, you know the situation. The mailbox got hit by somebody. We were trying to identify who it was. Well, we identified the culprit. They came clean finally. I think I speculate. I can't exactly remember what I said on the previous episode when we were talking about this initially, but I speculated that it was 99% probably the contractors that were at the house working on the shed that backed into it. I don't know. I didn't have an update at the time, I don't think, but it was confirmed it wasn't the main contractor, the main guy who comes around and helps my parents out with stuff at the house. It was his buddy, one of his part-time helpers, who when he left the premises backed right into the mailbox and smashed it, and then put the lids back into the mailbox and then drove away. And I guess he didn't even tell the main contractor. The only reason why we found out is because, again, Crazy Carol, she wanted to lay into him immediately, but we got her to take the LPDS step back and calm down a little bit, and she just asked the question, hey, this happened in the mailbox. Did you do this, or did somebody, one of your partners do this? And the contractor at the time said, I don't know, it wasn't me. I'll find out if my partner did it, and if it was him, we'll obviously, replace it and get things fixed and good to go. Well, it was him. It was his partner. And he didn't even tell the guy that he did it. He was just going to try to get away with it and hope we didn't notice that the mailbox was inoperable. It wasn't just like dented or the post tilted or anything like that. It was blasted. He blasted the doors off the mailbox. And you can't, and they don't go back on. We tried to put them back on and they just fall back off again because he broke the whole thing. And it's hanging on by a thread. So the fact that he thought we were not going to notice what would happen, or maybe we were going to think the mailman did it or somebody else did it, was ludicrous and immature and irresponsible. And let me tell you something, buddy. you're going to get an earful from Crazy Carol, and you're going to sit there and you're going to wear it like a man. Okay? If you can't admit to your mistakes like a man, you're going to sit there and wear the consequences of your actions like a man. Okay? And that is punishment enough. Okay? You don't even have to put the mailbox back up. You don't have to fix a new one or replace it with a new one or anything like that. Just sit there and listen to your punishment. Okay? Because she's going to speak her mind, and she's going to say a lot of crazy things that you're going to think are crazy, but you're going to deserve everything you get because you didn't own up to your mistake. And this is a spearhead leadership lesson we teach all the time, is taking ownership. And it's been on the LPDS multiple times before. You heard me rant about it many times in the past. Own your shit. Okay? People make mistakes. We're human beings. We make mistakes all the time. We say stupid things. We do stupid things we don't mean to do. We say things we don't mean to say. All you got to do is take ownership, take accountability, and own that shit. And you'll be a lot better off in life if you do so. But the second you try to hide it or avoid it or sweep it under the rug, that's when you find yourself in a whole mess of shit. And guess what? It comes in the form of Crazy Carol getting on your ass, and I am on her side 100%. Okay? You're going to sit there and you're going to wear it. I wish I was still there to record it and put it out there for the world to see. If you don't take ownership of your mistakes, especially at the Libretti family household, this is what's going to happen to you. I wish I can record it to show everybody. You know how, like back in the day, or even some other, some developing nations, you could call them, they would hang people publicly to show them if you break the law, public hanging, guillotine, whatever it was, to show everybody this is what happens when you screw up and don't take ownership. That's what I want it to be. I want the public to see what happens when you cross Crazy Carol or JPL3. Now, JPL3 won't do much. He's more calm in that regard. His outbursts are more internal towards the family over important things like, the meatballs were too dry, or it's taken too long to make the pasta, important stuff like that. Or the fact that we can't get mail because the mailbox is broken, things like that. He's not going to go in on this guy for breaking the mailbox. He's gonna send the dog out. He's going to send the dog out, and she's going to take care of business. And I wish I was there to see it. It's so much more fun and enjoyable to see it from the outside than to wear it from Crazy Carol. It's so much more fun to see somebody else getting it. Well, and again, he rightfully deserves this. You busted the mailbox. You smashed into it. You backed into it. You made a mistake. The real mistake you made, fella, was leaving the scene of the crime and thinking we weren't going to find out about it. So, he's going to wear it. I don't know what's going to happen to this this kid. He's an adult, but he's a kid. He's going to feel like a puny, tiny kid after Crazy Carol gets done with him. And he's going to rue the day he decided to take that chance, thinking he was going to get away with his crime against her. No chance in hell, pal. No chance in hell. You're going to get what's coming to you. But the mailbox is also going to get replaced. My mother already has a nice, beautiful-looking mailbox. I don't know if it's bronze or copper or what it is. I'm not good with precious metals. But it's really nice looking. And the main contractor, who's a good guy, he's got a friend who deals in cedars, the wood, cedar, and he's gonna make a nice cedar post to fasten that mailbox on top of, and it's really gonna match the whole aura and environment of the Libretti compound up there in New Jersey, because they're in the woods. The place is, it's not a log cabin itself, but the but the decor is very much log cabin decor, which is very cool. My mom does a good job with that stuff, so it's really going to match that whole motif very well. So I'm excited for that. But that's a mailbox update. So we'll keep you posted. Once it's done, I'll post a picture of it. By time, I'll get a picture from my mom. She'll send pictures. She's very excited for it to get fixed. And when I get back home in December, I'll post some pictures as well. So very excited for the new mailbox. All right, moving on. The final thing, I guess. Man, we are rolling. This is crazy. We're rolling. Don't jinx it, Libretti. I talked about a new opportunity that was potentially opening up for me, that was going to indirectly help me with spearhead stuff and get my name out there and hopefully getting eyeballs on. And I'm proud, I'm happy to announce that the opportunity is confirmed, and I started already posting content for it. Now, here's what the opportunity is. You're gonna be wondering, how is this gonna help Spearhead? But just follow me here, fellas and ladies. I am working with this dating coach. She's pretty well known on Instagram. She's been on a bunch of morning shows and a bunch of podcasts. She's been doing this for a number of years, coaching men on finding their, finding relationships, finding their love, whatever, what have you. Online and mostly in-person stuff, like teaching them how to meet people in person. She's out of Austin, Texas, but she obviously works nationwide. She's got hundreds and almost thousands of clients over the past several years. Well, she put out this email asking, saying she's hiring for this part-time job, and if you're interested, email her. So the job itself is creating content from a male's perspective to help eventually really bring eyeballs to her business, to bring in to get different eyeballs on her business, so she can keep generating clientele from social media and that sort of avenue of marketing. And she's obviously a woman. I'm calling her she. All her marketing thus far has been videos of her providing value and content out there on Instagram. I think TikTok too. But now she wants to get a male's perspective going through her program and putting out videos and content like that. So with that, this is a 30-day experimental sort of thing with the opportunity to continue working long-term with them if things go well, if you're doing good work. And she provides her coaching curriculum to us. There's a couple of us doing this opportunity. And you run through the curriculum, and then you make videos and content based off of what you're learning, how things are going, anything related to your journey and dating in general. They want it out there to get engagement and get eyeballs on and to see how things go. And we're getting paid for this experiment. Okay? So I didn't necessarily go seek out dating coaching per se, but I'm certainly not mad that I'm going to get the help in that world on top of this opportunity to do something fun. I like creating funny videos and silly things like that. And if I could get paid to do it, hell yeah. So I took this opportunity. I started posting on it. We're doing pretty good work. So good so far that they asked me, I say they, it's the lady and her husband are working this experiment because he does digital marketing as his job. They asked me if I was open to do another opportunity, something similar, creating content. It's going to be a lot easier and quicker to do for another company to get eyeballs on their company. Now, that's not confirmed just yet, so I'm not going to talk about that too much, but that's getting, obviously the work I'm putting out there so far, it's getting enough eyeballs and traction and attention for them to enjoy what I'm doing and to think I'm good enough at it. With that, that's going to bring eyeballs to me because I'm putting myself out there on these videos and these posts that I'm making. and it's going to eventually indirectly get eyeballs on my other stuff, aka Spearhead. So the more I'm out there doing stuff, the more eyeballs and viewership and engagement I'm going to eventually get for Spearhead, which is nothing but good. And even if this doesn't work out, if this 30 days ends and they're like, yeah, thanks, but it didn't, we're not going to keep going this route, I made some money for the month. I had a lot of fun learning some new stuff and doing new things, and I got some help in the love life section. So I'm very happy about it. Now, if you do want to go follow along, you're more than welcome to. You can troll if you want. Obviously I don't want people trolling and sending hate. Nobody wants hate comments and negative stuff like that. But that's, I'm putting myself out there. So obviously that's going to happen, especially the more people that look at stuff that I do and look at my content, the more opportunity there's for hate, the more percentage that there's going to be hate and negativity and trolling going on. But if you want to check it out, it's another Instagram handle. It's Libretti_dating. I'll probably change the name eventually. We just kept it simple for now. But if you have any other ideas that you want to, throw out there for names for that page after you see some of the videos and the content, let me know. Again, the videos are silly. Some of these videos are gonna be probably cringy to you, but again, this is for the dating world, and it's there's a purpose to it. Not necessarily, it's not for my business. It's for her business. It's for that particular goal. So some of the videos you're going to think are cringy. It's a dating romance world. So some of them are going to be silly and stupid and cringy. Some will be serious. I'll talk about, how my journey's going and what have you. But I'm having a good time so far doing it. Check it out. If you have good names I can change my username to, let me know. I've heard some good ideas already in passing, but I kept it very simple and basic right now because I had to get the thing going, and instead of crippling myself by thinking of the funniest or best name, I just took the leap, kept it simple, started posting stuff. So go check it out, Libretti_dating. Let me know what you think. I'm excited to do this stuff. And like I said, I don't care that I'm putting myself out there. I'm open to that. Obviously, I'm open to that. I have this show, and I put a bunch of my life out there for the world to see. Not many people are seeing it right now, but that's okay. That'll change soon enough. But that's the opportunity I was talking about. Like I said, I'm excited for it. I'm having fun so far doing it. It hasn't been long that I've been doing it, but it's been great. I'm having a good time. So, and if you have ideas on videos and stuff, a couple of folks that I've been talking to, the brothers, of course, they've been giving me some great ideas. So if I haven't done one of those ideas already, expect me to do that soon enough when I get back to Texas and I have some time to dedicate to doing those videos and whatever, those ideas, I'll do it. So if you got anything, let me know. Always happy to take those ideas and see if I can run with them, see if I can find some creative way to make them out, make them fun, make them public or whatever. So that's that. And that's all I got today, folks. I'm going to get back to the road. I'm going to grab some food. Me and Randy are going to stop here soon and get some grub, take a break, stretch it out a little bit, then we're back on the open road again. Stopping in Tennessee today, and then the next episode I'll be en route to Houston. So before we go, very quickly, the big three, the three pillars of staying strong and being a better, happier, kinder, healthier, more genuine human being and spreading that positivity and goodness to all those around you and throughout the land. Number one, exercise every day, whether it's a physical, mental, or emotional workout. Do one thing every day to improve your fitness and health physically, mentally, or emotionally. Number two, the hardest one to do, don't be a shitty person, be a kind person. Even if you think someone deserves shittiness or negativity, or if you're angry or whatever it is, take the LPDS step back, detach from those negative emotions that you're feeling in that moment, and omit yourself from that negative situation. so that you can minimize the negativity and shit going out in the world, and you can focus on more positive, productive things in your lives. It's very hard to do, though. I get it. Number 3, the most important one, be genuinely thankful and grateful for all the good you have in your lives, because you don't know when it's going to be gone. You don't know when you're going to be gone. So take a moment each and every day to think about the good things and the good people and the good experiences you have in your lives, and be genuinely thankful for those. And think about what your life would be like without those things, and how shitty your life would be without those things. And that'll put you in a state of gratitude for sure. You do all these 3 things, folks, and I promise you you'll be a better, happier, kinder, healthier, more genuine human being. You'll be able to spread that positivity and goodness to all those around you throughout the land. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Quick episode, lightning fast in the LPDS universe these days. Don't forget to like and subscribe and tell your friends and enemies. Check out Libretti_dating. Check out Spearhead Leadership. Tell your friends and enemies about that too. Hit that hotline, 202-670-1114. We'll play your hotline calls on a in-home episode, at a home field episode, and not on the road. I promise you, I love the hotline calls, 202-670-1114. Thank you guys again. I love you all. Stay strong.